Good evening to everybody. It's hard to believe that it'll be 7 months next week since the beginning of lockdown in mid-March, and we're now nearer to a resolution of this. In fact, by the looks of it, it's going to get worse. So there we are. We keep up hope in the midst of all this. Some of you may have come across a gentleman called Diarmuid O'Murrochú. He's an Irish guy, priest, worldwide renowned for his lectures and conferences and retreats and writing books. One of his books I've been reading recently is a book called Inclusivity, a Gospel Mandate. Let me read some of this to you and see what you make of it. He says, Christianity stands or falls on its fidelity to the outsider. Jesus himself clearly transgressed many of the messianic expectations of his time. He did not fit the divine triumphalism or the kingly expectations. He was born out of wedlock, with what seems to have been an unpretentious childhood, and as a rebellious young adult, he chose not to marry, something that marked him out as a traitor to his culture and an aberration to his religion. His language of parables threw many into confusion, and his transgression of Jewish propriety caused no small measure of consternation. Eventually, the system could no longer tolerate his message and got rid of him in a quick, brutal death. But this did not end his maverick status. The outsider rebounded, convincing the women, who were the first disciples, that he was more radically alive in death than during his earthly existence. Despite its early attempts to gain recognition and status as a formal religion embedded in Greek culture, Christianity once more opted for the outsider. The Gentiles, and not the chosen people, became the foundation stone of the future church. Institutionalization was inevitable, as happens in every major organization. But not until the 4th century, however, did Christianity lose sight of the outsider, when Constantine became the leader of the Roman Empire, the greatest betrayal Christians have ever known. How about that? Heavy language used here. Worth reflecting on. As I say, some of you will have met Diarmuid. He goes to Nodve to give retreats and conferences about once a year. So where are we then? Let's keep in mind all who are unwell and those who have died, both recently and whose anniversaries are at this time. We all know some of them, so we take a moment to remember them. So where are we with churches and liturgies? At the moment, Holyhead and Bentley have weekday masses. We have been preparing to set up Llangefni and to an extent Beaumaris. And there's a meeting in Amlwch. People of Amlwch are meeting next week to see what their future might look like in the context of Mass, either weekdays or Sundays. So that's good. It's difficult to know really where all this is going at this time. Streaming is still online. We expect to have this camera installed well before Christmas. And I'm told by those who seem to know that we'll be able to stream Mass, not just from Holyhead, but from any of our churches if we want to. I don't understand the technicalities of all that, but the camera is going to be installed in Holyhead because they have internet connection there and good internet connection as well. So that will be good. That's the future. We'll have to see how it goes. I had a phone call from a friend of mine in Ireland this morning, Midland in Ireland. He said, Joe, our churches are closed again. I think she meant for Sundays, but I think they're open. She said they're open for a private prayer. But this virus is not gone away by any means. And now with the onset of winter, chances are it's going to become worse. So we'll just have to be patient and wait and see, and keep aware that there are many outsiders in the church of today, in the culture of today's world. Diarmuid O'Murroch, who talks about the Jesus of his time and his message for us as evangelizers, living the gospel. So I'm going to leave it there, and wishing everybody health, optimism, hope. So let's hope we all keep well. So thank you for watching, and we'll be in touch again soon, I hope. God bless. Bye.